do you notice a paradox in this life? The more impatient you are to lock in an outcome, the more easily you fall into anxiety and disappointment. On the other hand, when you loosen your grasp, when you reduce your craving and focus on doing your part well, the result arrives more naturally and more sustainably. And in work, you can see this very clearly. A new freelancer often thinks they need clients at any cost, so they accept every request, even unreasonable revisions. But a freelancer with skill and experience does the opposite. They filter for the right clients and set clear terms because they understand their value lies in the quality of their work, not in pleasing just anyone. You're stuck. You're flailing in a swamp, and the harder you thrash, the deeper you sink. You call that thrashing effort struggle ambition, and you take pride in being hardworking, but your effort has been poisoned. It's been poisoned by a corrosive acid called impatience. I am not denying effort. Without effort, you are nothing. But you are making a dangerous mistake by confusing two concepts: effort to do the work well and effort to seize the result. One is pure focus on action. The other is greedy attachment to the reward. You're like an archer. Instead of pouring all your mind, breath, and muscle into the arrow and the bowstring, the process you keep staring at the bullseye, the outcome. And because your eyes are glued to the destination, your hands shake, your breath becomes erratic, and your arrow veers off course. In today's podcast episode, we're going to perform major surgery to cut the tumor of outcome obsession out of the body of effort. Welcome to Inner Shadow, where you will hear truth society doesn't want you to know. The illusion of racing your own shadow. We live in an era that worships speed and results. Society teaches you to set goals and sprint like your life depends on it. They teach you to stare at the trophy, the bank balance, the director title, so you can stay motivated. That is very dangerous advice. When you place results on an altar and worship them, you unknowingly turn the process into a slave doing hard labor. You begin to see daily work small steps, quiet training as a burden to endure in exchange for glory. The paradox of impatience. Look at this cruel paradox. The more you want to reach the finish line quickly, the slower you move. The more you fear failure, the more easily you fail. Why? Because when your mind is occupied by the hunger to achieve, your brain switches into survival mode. You become tense, anxious, and panicked. You no longer work out of love for the work. You work out of fear of missing targets. You stop being creative. You start looking for shortcuts. You skip foundational steps because you think they take too long. You're like a builder who is so impatient to see the finished house that they slap together a weak foundation. Then the house collapses the moment the roof goes on. Your haste is the saboteur of the greatest project of your life. The trap of shortcut thinking. When you're obsessed with outcomes, you catch a psychological disease I call leapfrogging syndrome. You want to skip the apprenticeship and become the boss. You want to skip the courting and get a lover. You want to skip the skill sharpening and land VIP clients. You think you're clever? No. You are violating the laws of the universe. No tree bears fruit the moment the seed is planted. Trying to force time, forcing results to happen on your schedule, only produces warped products, crippled relationships, and hollow careers. The bare truth is, this results never come from worry or begging. Results are the inevitable side effect of a correct process. The destructive mechanism of craving. Now let's go deeper down to the cellular level. Why does focusing on outcomes kill your performance? Why do the ones who need it the most lose it the most? Let's dissect 3 classic examples through the lenses of psychology, behavior, and social dynamics. Example 1. The freelancer who sells their soul for a fake hunger. Look at a new freelancer. They're full of enthusiasm, but that enthusiasm is driven by fear of scarcity. In their head, there is only one thought: I need clients. I need money. So immediately, their behavior becomes grabbing and hoarding. They say yes to every unreasonable demand. The client asks for 10 rounds of revisions, they do all 10. Even if they know the request is foolish, they still undercut the market. Psychologically, they tell themselves it's dedication, it's serving the client. But the truth is, it destroys their position. When you crave contracts too much, you emit the smell of desperation. Clients, the sleazy foxes of the market, smell it instantly. The psychology is simple. If you're that easy, your value must be low. That impatience, the urgency to get clients, turns you into cheap labor, not an expert. You skip client filtering. You skip negotiation. You skip positioning yourself. You only want the nod of approval, and that nod becomes the death sentence for your career. In contrast, seasoned freelancers understand that quality is king. They focus on the process of producing the best work, not the process of making the client happiest at any cost. They dare to say no. They dare to set conditions because they know if they do the professional part well, money and respect will flow in on their own. They don't chase butterflies. They cultivate the garden so the butterflies come. Example 2. The job candidate slave to approval. The same pattern shows up in interviews. The candidate rushes in with one goal to get hired. For that goal, they'll trade away their identity. I can do anything. Any salary is fine. I'll try my hardest. Do you think that's humility? It's irresponsibility toward yourself. When you focus too much on the outcome getting accepted, you forget the most important process, evaluating fit. You forget to ask, does this company deserve me? Employers are not looking for an obedient slave. They're looking for a capable partner. A candidate who focuses on process operates like this. They research the company deeply, preparation. They bring concrete solutions, proof of competence. They negotiate benefits, fairly establishing value. They're not begging for a job. They're selling labor. And a good salesperson is confident in their product, not someone who kneels and begs the buyer. That calm self-possession is what triggers an employer's desire to secure you. Example 3. In love, the repelling force of clinginess. And this is where outcome obsession causes its biggest tragedy. When you like someone and you need them to like you back, you become an emotional terrorist. You text constantly. You control. You get jealous. You lose your own life. Every joy and sorrow depends on their attitude. This is the physics of love. Clinginess creates a pushing force. The more you chase, the more they run. Nobody wants the responsibility of being someone else's source of life. Your excessive need makes you heavy and unattractive. Attractive people focus on the process of living their own lives. They focus on doing their work well, becoming more beautiful, more capable, more interesting. They have boundaries. They have their own world. They love, but they don't collapse into neediness. They want companionship, but they are not afraid of being alone. That not needing the outcome too much, that posture of with you, I'm happy, without you I'm still fine, is an extremely powerful magnet. Because humans always crave what they cannot fully control. The hidden psychology, fear of silence. Why are we impatient? Why is it so hard to focus on process? Because process is often boring and quiet. 2 hours of writing every day, 10 exercises, 5 phone calls. It repeats, it's dull, and the scariest part is you don't see results immediately. This is the silent accumulation stage. Like bamboo, it spends 4 years growing roots underground, and no one sees anything above ground. Most people quit here. They dig up the soil to check if the seed sprouted and accidentally kill it. They can't endure silence. They need applause, instant recognition. And because they can't stand the loneliness of accumulation, they run outside chasing shallow, short-term results. That is why they remain mediocre forever. The power of wakefulness. It's time to reprogram your brain. You must shift your center of gravity from an outcome hunter to a master of process. Below is a new framework, a mental weapon to shatter anxiety and build durable achievement. 1. A new philosophy. Success is a day done right, not a day that wins. Change your definition of success immediately. Before you thought success was the day you signed the contract, the day you got hired. Wrong. That's just the celebration. Real success is in ordinary days. Did you complete 2 hours of writing today? Then you succeeded. Did you make your 5 client calls today? Then you succeeded. Did you keep your training discipline today? Then you succeeded. Get addicted to the process. Find pleasure in disciplined repetition. When you detach your emotions from results, what you cannot control, and attach them to actions, what you can control, 100%, you become unbeatable. No one can disappoint you because you have already fulfilled your duty to yourself. 2. A tactic: input metrics and output metrics. In business and life, there are only 2 kinds of metrics. Output metrics: revenue, profit, number of likes, weight lost, etc. These are outcomes that have already happened. You cannot directly change them. Staring at them only creates anxiety. Input metrics: sales calls made, posts published, gym hours, calories consumed. These predict the future and you can fully control them. Losers stare at the scoreboard and cry. Winners stare at the training plan and sweat. Forget the destination. Obsess over input numbers. Don't set a goal of making $10 million. Set a goal of meeting 100 clients. Don't set a goal of writing a bestseller. Set a goal of writing 1,000 words every morning. When input volume is sufficient, output will explode. That is karma, cause and effect. You don't need to beg karma, you only need to obey it. 3. A technique: publish drafts and let the data speak. Instead of promising, instead of worrying whether you're good enough, let the product speak for you. The world doesn't believe words, it believes evidence. In the silent accumulation stage, don't be absolutely silent. Send signals of quality. If you're a designer, don't wait for clients. Create personal projects and publish them so the world can see your ability. If you want to do marketing, write sharp market analyses. If you want to attract someone, show refinement through how you live and how you treat people every day. These small versions are bait. They prove your value more powerfully than begging ever could. When value is revealed, opportunities will seek you out. This is the modern version of good fragrance travels on its own. 4. The art of boundaries. The strong person's filter. To focus on process, you must protect it. The greatest enemies of process are distraction and unreasonable demands that reduce your value. Learn to say no. Say no to cheap clients with absurd demands because they will drain the energy you should invest in clients who deserve you. Say no to toxic relationships that steal your focus. Say no to laziness and self-indulgence. Setting boundaries is not arrogance, it is self-respect. It sends a powerful message to the universe and everyone around you: I know my value. I work with a professional process. I do not compromise with mediocrity. That attitude filters out opportunists and attracts people of your level. 5. The philosophical escape: loosen your craving to hold everything. Engrave this metaphor into your bones: a hand holding sand. If you scoop up sand and squeeze your fist tight, greed, control, anxiety, the sand will slip through your fingers. The harder you squeeze, the more you lose. But if you open your hand and hold it gently, calm, focus, relaxation, the sand stays. In work and life it is the same. Work like a madman. Effort with everything you have as if holding sand. But keep your mind calm and unattached to outcomes. Do not clench your fist. Do your part well and let the universe handle the rest. When you dare to release control over outcomes, you regain absolute freedom to create and flourish. And paradoxically, the moment you no longer need it, so desperately, success crashes into you like a flood. Results will come not because you knelt and begged. They come because you earned them through a process of sweat-soaked discipline. They come because you became a magnet with powerful force, not a rusty piece of iron desperately trying to cling to everything. Stop waiting. Get to work. Have you understood the issue yet? Your anxiety is unnecessary. Your impatience is poison. This world runs on the law of accumulated value, not the law of lucky lotteries. Right now, turn off the fanciful thoughts about the future. Stop dreaming about applause. Stop fearing turbulence. Come back to the ground. Come back to the desk. Come back to the silence of the room. Your mission today is not success. Your mission is to complete the quota. Write that page. Make that call. Do that workout. Do it with absolute focus and the self-respect of a professional and forget everything else. That is the only path. That is the way of the awakened. Results will take care of themselves. You take care of your actions. Your next step, you already have the mindset. Now you need action. Wakefulness is not in your head. It is in your hands and feet. Choose one most important goal. You are currently impatient about making money, getting a job, finding a lover. Then list 3 specific input metrics you commit to doing every day for the next 30 days, no matter what the results look like. For example, instead of the anxiety-producing output goal 3 contracts this month, switch to every day. Send 5 high-quality proposals and analyze 1 competitor case study, input focus, that generates excitement. Try commenting what your 3 input metrics are. We'll help each other evaluate whether they are heavy enough to create a real breakthrough.